you doing? Hi.
Hey, everybody. We are live. Saturday morning live. We have got so much to talk about. I've got some prepping plans that I have had to rethink. It's so important to be diversified in everything you do. And it has to do with my protein plans. I had a protein plan A, which was the chickens, the laying chickens. We have 28. And I had protein plan B, which was the pond. But now the pond is my protein plan A because I had some awful news this week.
Yeah.
Awful news. So before we get going, please hit the like button in the front of the video and get in the comments because I know most of these people and they're good people. Can you hear me okay?
And you guys, I have some information about the Fourth Amendment. As you guys all know, that's protects us about government warrantless searches. And I want your opinion. I'm going to ask you to get in the comments and tell me what you guys think about some information that I've uncovered, what you guys think about it. So we have so much
Natalie, Diana,
to cover. So we're just going to see.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Can we cover the...
Well, also, you guys, hang on. Also, we are going to give away. Let's talk about our coffee for a second.
Yeah, do that because it's awesome.
Go ahead. I'll let you. This is what we had this morning.
This is something I do not mind getting behind at all because this coffee is legit. And everybody that's tried it absolutely loves it. The link is in the description. I'll pin it in the comments in a minute. But we actually used our French press this morning. That's right back there. Because we don't have any electricity. Well, we got electricity because I am generating it. We had a huge storm come through here, and hospitals were out of electricity. We haven't had it in probably 36 hours or so.
It went out late Thursday night. This is Saturday morning. So, yes, we don't have AC in the shop today, so we're sweating.
Where's the tank top today?
He probably needs it. It's hot enough.
It is kind of hot in the shop without the AC going.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, so you guys, this is really good coffee. And I was surprised because I am kind of picky about my coffee.
She's a coffee snob.
I am kind of a coffee snob. Show that again. We just had that this morning. And it was
Pathfinder.
What did it taste like? We were talking, it had chocolate in it. It had, what did it?
Creamy texture notes, baker's chocolate, brown sugar, and almond finish.
I was a little bit hesitant.
But it's not flavored.
Not
really.
Amazing. It was amazing. This is the one we're going to give away today. And we've actually tried this.
That's my favorite.
And it is amazing. So how do you want to give this away?
I don't know.
You want to think on it for a minute?
Just put hashtag coffee. If you want the coffee, hashtag coffee. And at the end of the video, we'll make a random search.
Perfect. All right. So you guys, put
it in as many times as you want. It'll help the algorithms, and we'll ship it to you for free.
Yep. Sounds great. So we'll mention it again in a little bit. But you guys, hashtag coffee, and we'll mail that one to you. We'll do silver.
We give stuff away now. We don't wait. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to subscribe to Twitter. You can if you want to. There's a lot of information we post over there. It's a financial prepper, PPR. And, but you don't have to. I hate that where there's a bunch of strings attached.
Yep.
But,
all right. What news do you want to get into first? Because we've got about 20 different.
Yeah, I said top 10, but this nuts. And this just happened. This is something worth noting. 20 heavily armed IRS agents and ATF agents raided Great Falls gun store yesterday.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
Yep, they seized the purchase of firearms, and it was an unprecedented move. It's a really big deal, and this is the first time we're seeing the Gestapo at work. 87,000 armed IRS agents, 20 of them that had military style weapons, black weapons. I don't know how much I can say on the tubes, guys. It's ridiculous. But while we're talking about this stuff, I'll go ahead and put in your freedom seeds and your freedom seed holders and your freedom seed delivering devices. Please get ready. I don't care where you get it. You can hit my buddy Luke up. I don't know where I can put it in the comments. Just let me know if you want. That's not what I'm not trying to sell or get into that space, but I think it's important for people to be ready. We are legitimately being invaded. 22 million people have come across the border. I mean, come on.
So I'd like to go back to that story. First off, I'll help Chris, and we'll make sure and put it in the description also. So if you'll go to the description, you won't have to find it in the comments. We'll put Luke's information. Great guy. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I've known him my whole life. I can vouch for him.
So go back to the story a minute. How many IRS agents? It was 20?
20 heavily armed IRS agents.
Did it give like a reason why? Did they give like a...
They wanted seizing all Form 4473s, documents that record buyers' information during firearm transactions.
So they see, so if you guys bought from this particular business, then your information is in the hands of the IRS.
And the agents reportedly arrived at the shop early in the morning and shut him down. This is yet another example. This is from the Senate, the representative of the state. He said, this is another example of the Biden administration weaponizing federal agencies to target and harass hardworking Americans. We cannot allow Biden to continue expanding these agencies to infringe on our liberties. All right, you can't. When we get into her story, you're really going to notice some liberties being taken away. And they are. I mean, the freedom of speech is all but gone. And it's just a matter of time before we start losing, more and more and more. And to be honest with you, the Second Amendment is really starting to get a lot of pressure in these other countries, other states. We can't deliver. We can't even get stuff shipped there, freedom seeds and stuff like that. It's nuts. It's like, I'm not used to that. I'm in Louisiana. Anything goes here. You can walk around with it on your side, in your pocket, as long as you have the right papers. No problems there. But as the longer I live, the worse it gets, But,
right.
Oh, you may keep going? Go to your story. This is a really good story she's got.
This is kind of on the freedom. So
Yeah.
You're on the freedom. And one more time. So when we just started this, we were around 90 people that were viewing. So I want to hit this up one more time, you guys, so you kind of know what's going on, why people are hashtagging coffee.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
This is from Hoosier Coffee. This is a veteran-owned. It's a local company. The coffee is amazing, you guys. And they were so awesome. They actually sent us about 20 of these.
Yeah.
Which I should have given a shout out earlier to give away. So ever so often, you guys, about once a week, we're going to try to do a giveaway. So that's the reason the hashtag coffee is in the feed, the chat. And so you guys do hashtag coffee. And at the end, we will go ahead and give it away.
Go ahead.
All right. So let's, on the heels of the freedom stuff, let's keep talking. You guys, I want to talk about the Fourth Amendment for just a minute. So if you guys look at what the Fourth Amendment is, it clearly states, just in simple terms, it protects against government warrantless search. And this is why this is important. And I want to bring you guys attention to, it's called commercially available information. And you guys, we all know what this is. This is every time you swipe your card at the Kroger to get those special discounts. This is every time you give your email away to sign up for something. They are selling your information. And we all know this, but they typically sell it to local businesses, different things like that. And that's legit. That's their right. They can do that. What does he say? Chris, for you to get some freedom seeds. So that's what they do. They even sell, of course, to foreign governments also. But here is the interesting portion. I got to actually give Redacted credit for this because I stumbled across it. She mentioned it a little bit, but I kind of went a little bit further. I actually found the document. It's from the Director of National Intelligence. It's an advisory group. It was put out in January 2022. It has been declassified. It is on the internet. It's 48 pages long. You guys are welcome to read it. I scanned over it a little bit, but I'm going to give you kind of the gist of what's going on. Federal agencies have increasingly turned to this commercial available information because it is less regulated than other forms of information collecting. So right now, you guys, they have to get a warrant, they have to get the Department of Justice, they have to get the DA, some attorney to sign off on getting these warrants. Well, if they buy this information, they've even come out and said, if collecting commercial available information is going to violate the U.S. Constitution, stating if the government can buy its way around the Fourth Amendment due process, there will be few meaningful limits on government surveillance. They are even saying if they do stricter rules for this data harvesting, it is still going to violate so many of our rights. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Yes or no in the comments. Does the government have the right to go out and buy these data type mining information from these companies and bypass our Fourth Amendment? And I'm going to give you guys some more information. They said, quote, this commercial available information poses a significant threat to Americans. It can be misused to pry into private lives, ruin reputations, cause emotional distress, threaten the safety of individuals. It can increase the power of the government's ability to peer into private lives to the levels that exceed our constitutional traditions and other social expectations. And you guys, this really bothers me. The more I got into it, the more it bothered me. One more thing I want to go, and then I will go. Yeah, please.
What is what exactly are they getting?
They're getting
the information that TikTok isn't already getting.
So TikTok is a private company. So they would have to go to TikTok and buy that information from them. So right now, the federal government, to obtain your information, they're either having to do it through search warrants, They're having to do it through FISA court, which I want to talk about in a minute because that 702 section's coming up for renewal.
So what information?
Everything about you. Everything about you.
Okay, so
right
what
now,
you buy, what you eat,
yep,
what you according to where they're going to get the information.
Let me give you another thing. So right now, and this is quote. They said there's a database. It's called Clearview AI. It's been scouring the internet for billions of photos. The last they had was a database of 30 billion photos of people from social media, employer websites, local newspapers, and they're selling them this database and all this information to local police departments and other law enforcement. Said this is something that they have never seen before. What they're basically saying is, so if you look right now, and I could give you some more information.
So it sounds like they're creating profiles for your facial recognition that's going to tie you to what you're into, exactly what you like, how many times you've bought Freedom Seeds, how many times you've bought alcohol, how many, they're setting a profile up that's going to match your facial recognition, and they're buying this from businesses and companies.
And the key factor, the takeaway from this is because it is less regulated. So to get this information now, they have to jump through certain hoops, like the FISA court. They had to go get permission, which we all know it's been extremely abused. But I would like to know, what do you guys think? Does the government have the right to go to these third-party companies and purchase this data and use it in their system, just like private companies do? Because then and this is attorneys have clearly stated that this is basically buying its way around the Fourth Amendment due process. And I can even go a little even further. They said over the past 6 years, the National Security Agency has been collecting unprecedented amount of emails, phone calls, different things like that. And this is where we get into the FISA. As you guys know, the Patriot Act was 2001. FISA was in 2008. It's coming up for renewal. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Tell me yes or no. Should the government be allowed to purchase data from third-party companies? When you swipe your card at Kroger, when you sign up for a newsletter and you put your email in there, should they be allowed to buy that information to know what you're doing? I'd like to know that.
I guess they're buying it with our tax dollars.
They absolutely are. Yep.
So
but you guys look it up. It's called Commercially Available Information, and I'll put all that information in the link if you guys want to go through it.
So just real quick, I'm going to stop the hashtag coffee right now, and I'd like to go ahead and give one away.
Sure.
I'd like to maybe give a couple away.
Yeah, let's do it.
So for all of you guys that have just showed up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. We are giving away coffee right now, and we're going to do it again in a minute. So I'm going to go up and down. You tell me when to stop.
All
you
right.
look. I'm going to stop when you look.
Keep going.
Bravo.
Go down. Keep going. Go up. Whoops, you hit the pin button. Whoop.
I'm about to pin a comment.
There we go. There we go. All right, go up. Keep going. There we go. Stop. Do I see a coffee one?
No.
Nope. We went too far. That's my comment. Keep going down. There we go. Whoa, stop. Protect the fam. Protect_the fam. Hashtag coffee.
Protect the farm.
Oh, the farm? Sorry.
Hashtag coffee. So protect the farm.
This is yours.
Text your information to 318-564-5823, and we'll be sending you some motivation coffee. It is my favorite. That and the other one, jet fuel. I like jet fuel too.
I like that new one we tried this morning also, though. And if you guys that are just joining us, we have electricity lights, but we don't have AC in the shop today, so I am sweating and I can see it on the camera.
Yeah, but hey, that's something I want to talk about right now. Okay, so.
Oh, protect the farm. She just said, thank you, Chris and Stacey. Awesome.
Very good.
Text me your info.
So we have had, like I said, we haven't had electricity in probably almost 48 hours, 36 hours, I guess. And it has not been a big deal for us because we were prepared. It's like no biggie, I just turned on the generator, flipped over the transfer switch, and that's it. What the generator will run comes on. Now, I have not invested in solar panels yet for good reason. I think they're going to stimulate with more. I think they're going to get even cheaper as things get really bad. And that's what I'm going to put enough solar panels on this thing to light up everything I need to do. But here's what I want to mention, because if this happened to you, I hope you'd be okay. But if you don't have a lot of money to prep, at least consider a transfer switch on your breaker box and a small generator. It really wasn't very much to get into. I got a deal on the generator. The transfer switch was like $500. and I paid an electrician to wire it all up. I don't mess with wiring. I just hate it. And now, like I said, all you do is plug it in, turn it on, flip the switch, and you're done. So please consider that. It was a lifesaver. We got people around us that haven't had air conditioner and they haven't had, anything, and they've got a generator with extension cord and they got lights, and that's about it. And that was a miserable night of sleep last night. It is hot and muggy here in North Louisiana.
Yes. Yeah, so, we actually had AC and we slept good, and we've been eating and drinking, and we've been
internet. We got it all.
Internet, we've been blessed.
Please consider that. It's one step you can make if you can't afford solar panels right now. Like I said, that's my next big purchase. Now, I would like to talk about the protein plan A that is now plan B. My laying chickens were protein plan A, but as always, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is where you want to be. My third source of protein is probably going to be rabbits. Not sure. I'm not going to mess with it right now. That's something that they procreate pretty quick, and you can get that going really fast. I had a buddy of mine do it, and that's something I'm going to do when it's a little closer to time. But I just found out some life-changing information. The only thing that I'm allergic to more than eggs is beer. On a scale from 1 to 4, eggs was number 3. Unbelievable. I was like, dude, the doctor was telling me, I said, you understand I have 28 chickens.
And he eats eggs every day.
8 eggs every day. I love eggs. I mean, nuts. So that's why you can't just have one thing and expect it to work out. I didn't know that was going to happen. Now I've got to rethink things, especially all my recipes. You guys didn't know the way I cook. It's high protein, and I use a ton of egg whites and eggs. And now I have to redo all that. But that's okay. Knowing is a big part of it, At least I know.
I went through it with my stuff, and so you just have to readjust.
Yeah. Now, thankfully, I've got the pond. The fish are growing really fast, so that'll be a good source of protein. And from what I understand, you cannot put too much pressure on it as far as fishing. So I just want to share that with you. Have multiple sources of everything. As far as our generator, we have a gas generator and have a couple of diesel generators and a bunch of diesel in a tank out of the ground. Diesel will stay good for a long, long time out of the ground. You have to have a way to drain the water off of it. Diesel creates its own water. Every time it breathes, it condensates and it goes down the bottom. You drain it off the bottom and it'll stay good. I don't know how long it'll stay good, but it is good forever as far as I know. Well, nothing lasts forever, but it lasts a long time, way longer than gas, gasoline. So that's just a quick tip and something that we're actually kind of getting to use our preps.
Yeah, we are. This is a good trial run because we don't know when the electricity is going to be back on.
Nope. They said they didn't know either. When you have hospitals out of electricity, it's kind of a big deal.
Right. They're going to go first. We even had that cardiovascular center send us a thing saying, hey, you guys, we're also out of electricity. Still, I just got another update from them. And they said, if you guys have heart issues, don't even bother coming to us. Go straight to the emergency room. So we're in a
it's just different
situation. All right.
Next story.
I want to go on to the next one. If you guys already saw this, we're going to do, like I said, kind of a recap of some of the news. Janet Yellen, let's talk about the dollar real quick. She has she came out here a while back and she said, oh my goodness, the dollar is so strong. Well, she actually admitted it this week. She acknowledges that the use of the dollar in the global economy is diminishing. And you guys, we've talked about this so many times, how all these countries are meeting together. If you guys even saw the clip the other day that I put on Twitter of the African president, I think it's the president, he got a standing ovation where he said, you guys, why should we use the dollar? If we want to use the dollar, we will use it when we buy from them. But when we're going to go amongst other current countries, forget the dollar. And everybody stood up and cheered. Quote, she said, it is not surprising that countries that are fearing that they can be affected by our sanctions, what happened in Russia, they are looking for alternatives to the dollar. It is something we simply have to expect. Hey, everybody. So, you guys, she has actually come out and said that. So, based on that, we want to talk about the dollar a little bit. Let's talk about the restart of student loan payments. You guys have been seeing this in the news. I think it was back in 2020. They put a halt on them. Well, they have said, all right, based on this act that they just passed lately, they're saying the restart of the student loan payments, it's going to slash household spending by $15.8 billion every month. That means that there's going to be less money in the pockets for many and many of these. And there was some stats that they gave of how many students actually are affected by this. You want to jump in?
Yes. Well, I was trying to pin I can't type right now. I got all this stuff in the way.
Well, 40
But just
million.
if you want Luke's information, just get to me in the comments for the Freedom Seeds, and the coffee linked by the Hoosier Warrior coffee will be in the description. Sorry.
No, you're good. Actually, and we'll do that also when we finish the video. We'll put it in the description.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can go back and
I
find
can't
it.
do it right now.
Yeah. So 40 million Americans are carrying student loan debt. 40 million, you guys. And all these are going to have to start making these payments again. As I said, it ended in March when this whole pandemic thing was in the March. They actually allowed them some, but it's like a huge portion. They said it's going to increase their monthly bill at the minimum, I think, $390. And a lot of you guys don't have an extra $390 to start putting toward a student loan. So they were speculating. They're like, how is this going to impact? They said, are they going to just then not pay the student loan? Because some students have come out and said, I don't guess they're going to pay it. Some said, are they going to stop paying the credit card bills? Because as we've said, they're living on credit cards.
People are already starting to pay
to
not pay their credit cards. I see them in the comments. They say, hey, I got out of credit card debt. I just quit paying. Now, I don't like that option very good, but hey, to each their own. This is moral hazard. The government paying the indoctrination camps that are also known as colleges, it's moral hazard. They're going to be able to charge whatever they want. They're already charging way too much. It's ridiculous what college costs. And after what you get after is a piece of paper that you can do very little with. It is taking a motivation from the people that should and could and would be better off having a trade. It's de-incentivizing trades. It's encouraging expensive college, and then it helps them, the government, the left hand, indoctrinate these students with all their propaganda, all this crap. And it's on our dime. It's like huge moral hazard to me. It's crazy. It's like, if you want to find out what's going on in 15 years from now, just look at what the colleges are learning, are teaching, what our children are learning. That's how you know it's going to happen in the future. And it's been par for the course. So far, it's been dead on.
Well, how do you think this is going to affect, though, the people that currently own student loans? Do you think they're just going to stop paying them then? Because if they do that, that's going to affect their credit score. That's one of the biggest hits you can take on your credit history is you stop paying your student loans.
I think some of them are. I think some of them are going to do that anyway, regardless. They're about to quit paying on everything. People are starting to get in a bind. They're starting to pay for fuel, food, and rent with credit cards. Mm-hmm. The average debt on a credit card is $10,000. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is in the mail anyway.
Well, and you just did a video yesterday about how people are like fed up with high prices, even with food, and they're shopping around for the cheapest food that they possibly can. So Kroger just took a hit in their stock the other day because their prices are a little higher. Brookshire's a little higher, and they're shopping at like Dollar General. Because Dollar General, we've talked about, they're stepping into the food market way more than they used to. Walmart, they're just cutting back on all the necessities and the
Walmart's killing it. Walmart has been getting ready for this. I don't know where Walmart gets their information. I know a comment I got from one of the higher ups in Walmart bought $50 million in gold and 900,000 worth of silver eagles. That is a bellwether. See, Walmart started pulling back, and a few years back, they started it was really disservice to their employees. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, hey, you're going to do this or else. And, you can go somewhere else and work somewhere else. And they just had to take, a downgrade in payment or their position. And so they've been really trying to get ready, and Walmart's beating them out. People are starting to shop at Walmart now instead of these other grocery stores. And the brands like, what is it? Great Value, Sam's Club brand, those type of value brands are starting to really pick up, and the other ones are starting to take a whipping. So this is it's wild to see it actually happening. We've been talking about it for years. You guys have been participating and prepping and being in the comments, and now we're starting to see the cracks form and get wider every day. And nothing's fast, And every now and then I'll see somebody say, you see, there's no food shortage. Okay, look at the prices. There is food shortage. CNN came out. It's in the mainstream media. You just can't, it's not overnight. It's slow, and there will always be food on the shelves. It'll just be so expensive, you won't be able to afford it. Same way in Venezuela, same way in Germany. That's will be the case.
Oh, no, I agree with you. All right. Do you want to go on some of the comments, or what do you want to go?
Sure. I've got a story about Governor Greg Abbott shipping illegals to California. Is that a good one?
I think he's been shipping them several times.
Well, according to this article that was yesterday, it said Texas just dropped off the first bus of migrants in Los Angeles. And the LA mayor says the city's prepared. They left yesterday. It was about 23 hours on the bus. They're talking about how they didn't get fed and they didn't get to drink water. And, these people are asylum seekers. But I can't imagine just adding to the communist state of California's problems. The people that have made the wrong decision on every single thing. It's almost like they have a meeting to try to figure out how to make the problems worse. So they're being shipped there, and I can't blame Abbott one bit. He is, he's between a rock and a hard place. I don't know why we don't have a wall. Well, actually, I do. It's 22 million Democratic voters coming over. Used to be 11 million. Now it's above 22 million that are largely Democrat, largely unvaccinated. And that's it. Happened in Rome, same thing. They encouraged them to come over, and they turned them, into soldiers, and they gave them things like land. They made agreement. Yeah, you can come over and you can be a soldier and you can do this, this, and this for the Romans. That was right before the collapse as well.
Well, speaking of California, you guys know that are from California, or if you guys even know of the company Intel, that's their headquarters. So they're opening up a new chip plant. And you think, based on everything that's going on, you would think that supposedly Biden's been given these incentives, right, to try to get chip plants here. No, they went with Poland. It is going to be a $4.6 billion new semiconductor for chips. They're going to employ 2,000 workers, and the CEO quoted, Poland was just a little bit hungrier to win this. And so therefore they gave Poland. I think they're getting ready to negotiate with Germany also. But I'm looking at it going, man, you guys, this is a California-based plant. Why couldn't they have tried to do something here? I mean, you got Chinese coming over here doing a Bitcoin mining thing in Arkansas. They're using our electricity. You've got them buying up farmland. I just wish that there's a little bit of side news there that's going on. Speaking of, though,
it's corporate greed. It's cheaper to do it over there.
Well, they said because of salaries and costs and labor costs and stuff like that they chose Poland. Speaking of, though, businesses and stuff like that, BlackRock and Bitcoin, and talking about all this, BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, on Thursday this past week, filed for a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, an ETF, that is going to allow investors to get exposure to the cryptocurrency.
I'm starting to hear more and more racket about this crypto stuff.
Yep.
I've been dabbling in it for years, and I've done well. But I've also lost a lot. There's a lot of scams out there. Well, there's scams in everything, but I'm starting to hear a lot of this. Like, why is there a Bitcoin mining facility in Boone County, Arkansas, with 37,000 residents? Some higher ups in China, I'm sure, members of the CCP, they all report there. And you're reporting there if you have TikTok on your phone. They know your keystrokes. You're signed up to give that to China. But I'm hearing more about this crypto. I mean, when you start to hear things daily, 2 and 3 times a day, you might, and I'm not saying there's not a massive rug pull coming. I'm still kind of hoping there is, but just pay attention, watch it. And if you don't have, or don't want, or don't think it's something, it's nothing, I don't get it, I don't understand it, I'm not touching it, then so be it. But for you guys for me, I have to accept that I can't see exponential things. I could have never, if I could have, I would have bought Amazon the first time I heard of it. I would have started investing in, the internet stocks in the .com after the .com bubble, after it popped. I would have done that. But knowing that about myself, I like to speculate on things that I like to call asymmetric bets, where a Bitcoin right now is like 27 grand. It might, who knows, go to $500,000. That's very likely. We have so much liquidity out there. As they devalue it more, where's the money going to go? Precious metals, maybe. Bitcoin, maybe. Maybe it's Dogcoin or something stupid like that. But you can make money on that and bring it into something hard, So if you're interested in doing that, I want to encourage you to buy just a little bit of crypto, just $1, something tiny, and trade it. Move it around. Put it on a hard wallet. Figure it out. Try to get that behind you. That way you're not scared and you know how to move it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you invest a bunch of money. I'm talking about just a little bit to know what to do.
You're right. We had this conversation one time before, even with you guys, about you don't have to invest a lot, but you've got to know how it operates. And as much as I'm not a huge crypto person, I've got to know how it operates. I've got to understand the concept of it. So God forbid I do have to use it. I do know how to do it. Anyway, Neil just said that they're building one in Ohio and Arizona, and I looked it up. And it looks like in June 2022 that they have some kind of blueprint. So I don't know how far along that.
China on the front end of that one too.
No, this is Intel. That's that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, So I've got some good news. I got some actually good news, you guys. We always bring you bad news.
Good news.
Yeah. So I got some good news. So you guys have noticed we've been talking about that. They're trying to get away with gas stoves. California, New York, all these different states, these cities, they're coming down. Second bill to extinguish a gas stove crackdown passed the House, you guys. And this happened just this past week in a vote in the Senate to 249 to 181. They said absolutely not. They said they're going to preserve the rights of the American people, that if you would like to own gas stoves, that you have the right. We're taking a stand for consumer choice and saving American gas stoves. So you guys, there's some good news. We have one. I was talking to Chris. I'm like, man, if they ban it, what are they going to do? Come to your house and take it?
I just can't imagine that.
But that's some good news. So you guys,
that's awesome.
The Senate actually did something good for us this past week.
The bad news is they thought they could do it in the first place. Yeah. It's weird. It's like, how would you come up with that? What makes you think that's a good idea? So I've got some many comments on. I did a video about the new sickness that's going on in Oklahoma. I got some negative comments too. Talking about this is clickbait. Well, whatever. This is just news from a community member that reached out and wanted us to know what was going on. And I've been getting more comments, and this is in Utah, Salt Lake City. I've got similar issues, thick mucus. I could pull the mucus. Everybody's talking about how it's like you can pull it out 15 foot or something crazy. It's supposed to be, it sounds disgusting. People are having to wipe it out with towels and stuff. It was almost like the clear glue used for marking flyers, clear gummy substance. Yeah. It's reduced as I am ironically being treated for an infection. We have had some crazy air traffic, which has also increased lately, and lots of jet germs makes you wonder. So guys, I don't know. I hope this is nothing. I really do. But there's just a simple video saying, hey, I've had several people tell me they've got something wrong with them, respiratory. It's really thick mucus, and the comments are full of people saying the same thing. So I don't know what it is. It's not clickbait. It's just me letting you know. So that's more on that. So if anybody has anything going on like that, let me know. I'll try to keep an eye on it.
All right. We'll talk about just different things that are going on. We have a recall, and you guys probably saw this. But if you guys, you might have seen it, you may have not. But the FDA said if you have frozen strawberries in your freezer, take a look at them, because they're saying that it possibly is contaminated with hepatitis A. So there's several different places that have sold them, Walmart, Costco. You guys can look up the brands. It's great value, different things. These strawberries were grown in Mexico. And thank God we do not have any frozen strawberries, because we used to have them and eat them quite frequently. But if you guys have frozen strawberries, just take a look in your freezer and check it out. It's little things like that you just got to pay attention to.
And be careful with frozen strawberries. I used to eat them when I got off my ice cream addiction. I used to eat bags of them. And there's a hole in the middle of the strawberry, that void. And every now and then I'd hit something that tasted just like chemicals. It tasted bad, like spit it up immediately. So if you're going to eat frozen strawberries, please let them soak, drain them, and I would encourage you to rinse them in some vinegar.
That was a great tip you had.
Yeah. So dump your strawberries in a bowl, put half a cup, doesn't matter, cup of vinegar, and let them soak for a little while. It'll emulsify the crap they put on them, because I don't care what it says on there. They're more than likely being sprayed with something that you don't want in your body. And just know they're not taking the trouble and the time to take care of them like you would. So please wash your food.
Yeah, Chris actually came up with a great, I'm going to give away some coffee again in just a second. So you guys start doing #coffee. We're going to pick another one. Yep. You said you wanted to do 2.
Yeah, let's do a couple.
Okay. So Chris came across a great tip, and we actually put it to the test. When we buy fresh fruit now, like blueberries, strawberries, grapes, different things like that, Chris rinses them in vinegar, white vinegar, And
Doesn't
then,
matter what kind of vinegar.
Okay, doesn't matter. All right. And anyway, and then rinse them off really good with water.
Mm-hmm.
They last a lot longer because if you guys notice, some of that fresh fruit does not last long.
No, it gets rid of that bacteria that's on them, and that degrades it really fast. So as soon as you get home, do it. Rinse them, wash them, dry them, put them out on a nice clean towel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like paper towels; they leave a lot of lint, but whatever. And throw them back in the container they came in usually, and they've been lasting a long time.
All right, so if you guys are just joining us, Hoosier Coffee was awesome, and they gave us these to give away. And we got about 20 of them, so we're going to give at least 2 today away. So whenever you're ready, Chris, scroll up and down, and I'll pick one.
Okay.
So go for it. Scroll up, down.
I'm going to go to the top.
Keep going. No, we've already picked to the top. Oops.
Well, I'm going to go where we left off.
That's good enough. You're good.
All right.
Start throwing down. Go down.
Tell
Go
me
down.
when.
I'm going to tell you, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, stop. And we've got
David Morris.
There you go. So just looked at that. Yep. Hi, David.
David Morris wins the coffee.
So
let us know where to ship it.
I think I have your mailing address. So I'll get it to you, David.
It's cool to see you guys in the comments. Thank you. I would like to get in here, but it's really important to get the news out too. So.
Well, do you have the next one? Because I'm going to talk about this UPS, or you have the next one going?
Okay. So the Mormon crickets in Nevada. I was reading the news yesterday, and it's just like I was reading the newspaper from the Bible. It's like Revelation's newspaper. Mormon crickets are eating everything in sight, and I got some confirmation on that from Stacking Iron. Stacking Iron. I'm out here in Nevada at the house. They are bad. There's been a ton of crashes here. It's insane. I was driving from Wyoming 2 weeks ago and saw 3 semis flipped in Nevada, Idaho. Border, not sure what to do. Thought it was strange. So I'm not sure if that's about the crickets. I thought it was, but it was on that video. So, and I got another one about that too. So if you know what is up with the Mormon crickets, because they last, once they get here, their drought encourages them, and they last 5 to 21 years. 21's a cool number for you guys that know what I'm talking about. Okay, do you want to go, or I've got some more?
Real quick, the UPS. You guys know possibly there's going to be a strike. So we had someone that actually works for the UPS. Won't tell your name, but he says he works there. He said they've been cutting rental trucks, cutting routes, letting packages set at regional hubs until the vans are 100% full. And you guys, I may actually come across this too, because just even we use UPS to do the gold and silver deliveries, and I've been noticing that. I'll get a shipping label, and it'll set there, the shipping label, and it seems like it's a day or two before it'll populate and gives me the information. They've even cut back on lawn care services. They've been pinching pennies since the first of the year. So you guys, and I just had someone else also say, speaking of shutdowns and stuff like that, so where they're going to go on strikes, apparently Boeing and Spirit is also Spirit Airlines. I talked to a business owner who actually has direct relationships with them, and she said that it is probably going to happen more than likely. And she said it's sad because it's going to put me out of business. I'm going to lose my job. And she said so are many other people. And I didn't know about the Spirit until I actually looked it up a little bit. All right.
And that's the airline or the manufacturer?
She said Boeing and Spirit.
So Boeing is a manufacturer.
I know. She said Boeing and Spirit. Spirit's an airline.
Yeah, I know. But
so she said Boeing and Spirit. I don't know.
Okay.
And I did look it up, and it did state online that the Spirit had been in the works, and they could not reach an agreement, and looks like they were headed to a strike.
All right, guys, if you need drugs, if you need something you're going to have, I encourage you to get it. I don't have any affiliate link. I don't really take anything. I've really put this off, and I probably shouldn't, because you don't know who's going to need them. But there's several companies you can use, Jace Medical and different ones. I would Google search it and go with the best price. But there's a shortage of chemotherapy medicines, and they're replacing, that with ones that have more side effects. There's a shortage of penicillin. The penicillin's massive, and I don't understand that. That is so stupid. It's 2023. Penicillin's been out a long time, and now we're running short. I think it's because we've been making, other forms of forced medication. Pfizer.
Well, we've been getting a lot of our stuff from India too. So India right now is really big, and as you guys are watching the news with China, so we're not going to get that stuff. China will get it first. This
is from a subscriber, and he says, "I know locally I could not get my MILs BP pills. Knowing our mid city has had them, the doc had to change my prescription to something else as longtime nurse.
I think that's mother-in-law's blood pressure pills is what that means. I could not get my mother-in-law's blood pressure pills.
Oh, wow. I would have never figured that out. As a longtime nurse, there has been shortages for some time, including saline flushes for IVs and IV meds. You can get all that stuff, I would imagine, if you look in the right places. So I don't get in trouble for med misinformation, but talk to your doctor, see what you can do, and see what you need and how hard it is and what the supply is like. When all these things hit at one time and early in the Thunderdome, can you imagine what it's going to be like smack dab in the middle of the Thunderdome? You know, heaven forbid, you know, I hope we're not dealing with butter and Band-Aids and blue jeans and stuff like that. But, you know, just why not have it? I'm thankful I've got my throw out switch. I'm thankful I've got a big tank full of diesel and a protein plan B because my A didn't work out. You know, so far I've not regretted any preps.
I agree. Somebody said, by the way, I hope you're feeling better, Stacey. Yeah, because I missed the last live stream. And you guys, it was all my fault. You guys know I have lupus. I ate something I shouldn't have. And that's what it caused. It caused me to feel like I had, well, kind of like a mini flu. But it was my fault. But yes, I'm back eating healthy. So I'm doing better. It was my fault.
Yeah, so you can get away with it for a while, but it catches up with you. It's an accumulative thing.
All right. You want to go on? You got some more?
I've already mentioned the Walmart top brass bought $50 million in precious metals. Thank you for sending me that, Jamie. They know something. These elites leave clues. I don't want to call them elites anymore. The powers that should not be leave clues, and we can learn from those. They don't often make the wrong decision when it comes to $50 million purchases.
Nope. Real quick, you guys, UPS, United States Postal Service, this scam has been around for a long time, but a lot of you guys, I did not realize, did not know about it. It sends you, especially if you're working with me, if you purchase from me and you get a text from UPS, United States Postal Service, do not respond to that text. We are not going to let them send you a text saying, can you please verify your address? Because what they're going to do is they're going to say, please verify your address. They're going to ask you for a credit card, and they're going to say, hey, we need a little bit more money. Miles Franklin did not cover that, and that is not the case. So I just had that happen to a couple the other day, and unfortunately they did. But by the time I got back to them, called them back, they had already clicked on that text, given them the credit card, so they had to call and close that credit card down. So you guys don't respond to those text messages. Just a reminder. Go ahead. You want to talk about that thing again?
Legit check. This was sent to me for more than I had. $4,740. I sold a lathe, and it was a scam. I knew it was a scam going into it, but the check's legit. Took it to the bank. They said, wow, this is real, but the routing number was wrong. So everybody is trying to scam. It is nuts, and there's so many scams in precious metals, guys. When you go to buy your precious metals, please get 3 bids. I do not care if you use Stacey. That's fine.
Right.
That's not it. The point is to get them. Get 3 bids. Make Stacey one of them, but get 2 other bids somewhere else. So many scams. If they can't tell you how much a monster box costs delivered to your door, There's something up. It should be a simple answer, and it should be fast.
Yep.
So I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of them reaching out to me, wanting me to pump a bunch of crap that I know is not right for more money. They were able to pay me so much more money. And it's like, okay, well, I know exactly what's going on. You're gouging the people buying, and they're selling you. It's high pressure sales, and every bone in my body just says, stop. As soon as that high pressure sale starts, I'm out.
Yep.
Now, I've got something about the massive cyber hack that happened probably yesterday from Midnight Cowboy, and I did know about it, but thank you for bringing it up. He said, did you hear about the massive Louisiana DMV cyber hack? It's actually in Louisiana and Oregon. A ransomware gang hacked the Move It transfer security file transfer system. The Louisiana Office of Motor Vehicles says yesterday that they believe all Louisianians with a state-issued driver license or ID or car registration likely had their data exposed, even their social security numbers. Therefore, all impacted people in Oregon and Louisiana should treat their data as it is at risk. Monitor credit reports for identity theft and remain vigilant against possible targeting phishing attacks. So, as we the further we get into Thunderdome, the more scams and the more people are going to try to get you. And just know, most of the time, the person that's across the table from you that you're trying to deal with is trying to get one over on you. I notice it a lot, and I'm really fed up with it. It can't just be honest and do a real deal. It's got to be something else, you know.
No, it is. And speaking of precious metals and all that, I'll give you just a quick update, and then can we give away a piece of silver?
Yep, we're going to give away some silver today. A buffalo.
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right, guys, if you want a silver buffalo, we're going to give one away. I'm going to go ahead and get them going in it.
Okay, there you go.
And you can put...
what do you want to put?
I don't know.
These are the American-made ones.
Hit the like button first. Exit the live stream if you have to. Hit the like button because I've got 322 people on here and only 170 likes. So help me out. Hit the like. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And put hashtag Silver Buffalo. That works. It's simple.
Look.
Hashtag Silver Buffalo. We're going to give away right now. And I'll mail it to you for free.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hitting the like. I really appreciate it. I forget too. I forget all the time. I'm watching my buddies' videos and I freaking forget. It's like hard. And please get in the comments. If you're new to the community, please get in the comments, and you guys in the comments, if you the new say this is my first time commenting, or hey, I'm new to the channel, and please welcome them. I want to build this community. That's how we're going to get through this. I'm serious, and that's not just me saying it. It's exactly how we're going to get through the Thunderdome.
Absolutely, it is. And providing information, and you guys sharing information back with us, and things to watch out for, and just like the scam, just reminding people one more time, don't do this. We got, Louisiana. Well, actually, we're in Louisiana, so I've got to follow up and make sure that our information hasn't been hacked. But spot right now for silver, and it will be this way until tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time, is $24.35. Gold is $1,962.80. And platinum has actually gone down. It's $991.50. And you guys, we still have our special of the kangaroos. They're backdated, $3.99 over while they last. And my Queen Britannias, gold and silver, they're gone. Completely sold out. I even went to my shipping department and asked them to go through the inventory just to see if they could find any backdated ones. They found 170 backdated ones that were sitting there, and I had a guy immediately buy them up. So you guys, if you guys call me, I have no more Queen Elizabeth. The only thing you can get Queen Elizabeth is still on the back of a maple, and let's see, I believe a kangaroo, because that's Australian, so they're still, you can get that.
Why does everybody want the Queen anyway?
Because she passed, and so I guess they think it's going to be of some value. I don't know.
Well, it seemed like they'd have bought them early. She was pretty old.
I don't know.
What did Biden say? Save the Queen.
Yes, he did. Oh my goodness! Did you guys see that video? He's in Connecticut. He is doing a speech about gun control, and at the end of the speech, after talking about gun control, and it was all over the place. I mean, the speech was pretty pathetic.
What else?
But then he goes, "Save the Queen," and then lays the mic down, and then he goes, "Which way do I go?" He goes like this, and this guy comes running up behind him, going, "You go this way." I mean, it was pathetic.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is the most outrageous thing to have a president
It's
that
sad.
is incoherent, that doesn't know where he's at. It's obvious.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, scroll up and down. Let's pick one.
All right, guys.
And by the way, sorry, Nick, Australia, it would not let me get this to you. It sent it back and said I did not have proper forms, custom forms, something like that. So I'm not going to be able to get this one to you. All right, scroll up.
Scroll up.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Man,
All
you
right,
guys-
now start scrolling down, I guess.
Wait, we're not done.
And then, oh no, we got more.
You guys putting it in there.
I love it.
All right, we're at the top.
Okay. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. Okay, go back up a little bit. Okay, go back down a little bit.
I don't think stop.
All right, stop. Natalie Corvin.
Natalie Corvin.
So text me your information, that number right there, and I will drop this in the mail to you. Hopefully you're not from Australia.
It's almost Sandra Fish. But next time, you're close. Thank you for being in the comments all the time. Sandra and Frog Feather, Nostradamus. Just all you guys are awesome. And I do that. I say that in the videos, and I mean it every time. It's the community that is the driver of the channel, and it is just amazing. I had no idea that was going to be
the phone number
the
is
best.
backwards. 318. Oh, sorry. It's 318-564-5823. If it's showing it backwards in the phone, I apologize. 318-564-5823. And why Chris is, I just want to mention something also. I don't know what else he wants to talk about next, but you guys, we've been talking about Bill Gates. We've been talking about the interesting mosquito releases that he's been doing in the United States in the past years, mainly in California and in Florida. And he just met with Bill Gates in China. And number 11, as Chris likes to call him, which I have adopted now, he called him an old friend. And he said he was so grateful to meet with Bill Gates. And he said he was hoping that they could cooperate in a way that would benefit both China and the United States. If you guys notice, number 11 has not been meeting a lot of, not traveling a lot since the lockdown, not meeting a lot of dignitaries and stuff like that. And he actually personally met. And they just rolled out the red carpet for Palestine the other day. And they did it in a show. Like, if you guys get on Twitter and you guys look at some of the videos, look at the hate comments that are in those videos. I was amazed. But they, against America, they rolled out the red carpet for Palestine. And I started looking at the videos, and then I ran into the comments and was reading them. It was pure hate for America. And
go ahead. I got a good story.
So anyway, so it was over and over, just America's going to die. America this, America this. And they have just come. I mean, you guys can read the article. It states they're going to negotiate. So that is another country that is stepping up and going to negotiate with China, saying, bye-bye, America. Anyway.
So Dabu 7 just came out with this, and this is right now just hit. The FBI and multiple state agencies are investigating after more than 70 letters containing suspicious white powder were sent to Kansas officials across the state. Dozens of legislators and other public officials reported receiving packages containing the suspicious powder as of 4 p.m. Friday. The Kansas City Bureau of Investigation, the KBI, said in a statement. Wow. All right, so 70 letters containing a white substance. A suspicious white substance. That
reminds me of 9/11. We used to get those all the time.
It's nuts. So yep. I think I've got a few more comments that I needed to get to.
What was the one you read about the people that were in Virginia? They went to sell their house and they said absolutely not, refused to sell them to some people from China, even though they offered them way more. Do you remember that? In the comments, one of you guys, and I can't remember which one it was, but she had some children.
That was on the heels of, the Bitcoin mining facility that China nationals are putting in Arkansas, of all places, and the residents are mad too. The land was worth about $20,000. All right, that was from the residents there, my buddies that live there. China kept raising the price. The people from China kept raising the price till it went to $600,000. So I guess that was a good enough price to make him rethink. And somebody in the comments said they had the same thing happen, and their kids said no. Now, I don't know how much more they offered. I mean, was it $580,000 more? You know, that's tough. That'd be a hard one. Most people would have taken that.
Well, they're doing that in Michigan right now. They're coming in and offering 2 to 3 times more than what the land is. And some of them are saying no, and some of them are taking the offer.
I mean, can you imagine? Think of the people that had this land that might be selling it because they actually need the money because they're in debt and they're losing their farm or whatever. And somebody offers them $600,000. Just saying. That's the golden rule. Whoever has the gold makes all the rules. Now, this was really interesting because we talk often about retirement for the elderly, retirement homes, residential assisted living is something that I'm going to get into as these McMansions and places like that become what I say is cheaper. They're harder to heat, they're harder to cool. The millennials don't want them, and Gen Z doesn't want them either. So I think they're going to be cheap, and I plan on renovating them and having really nice residential assisted living for our elderly. And as we get old, we'll have a place to go, and hopefully my friends and family can stay there with us. Wouldn't that be cool? It's like a hangout that you can come to or not. It's not like it's not a nursing home where you end up forever, but it's somewhere really nice, possibly on the lake where everybody has their own boat slip. That's what comes in my mind when I think of this. I like to overdo everything. But this was really interesting. It's from Kevin. I retired on 2 years of work and intelligent investment of 2 years worth of college loans. I used a vet's VA home loan to buy a big old house, converted it into a dozen small rooms, rented it out for $150 a week. In less than a year, I turned over the day-to-day stuff to a vet who got a free room for the loan. I give him free rent, 2 of the rooms as his salary. He has to do very little, but he lives there and he takes care of most of the problems. So this is really wild. Now, what is really wild is they enter each room daily to check for contraband, unauthorized people, pets, damage, flooding, insect, garbage, rodents. No women, no couples, no kids, no pets, no noise, no BS about paying me late, no booze, no dope, no tobacco. So that's some pretty wild criteria to live there. I'm glad you can find people that don't have any family or people that come over or, any booze or anything like that. I didn't see that coming, but I do really like the idea of your residential assisted living that you're already crushing. So good job, Kevin. I want to put that out there because I know some people would be interested in that. Okay. They got some people that are debt free. They appreciate the updates. They use our channel to focus on 14-hour days as they get out of their mortgage and debt. Now, the only reason I want to talk about this is because sometimes it takes a season of no's. A season of no, we're not buying that. No, no car. No to this, no to that. Let's go and get out of debt. We know about that.
Done it.
And just actually got laid off one time, and it was like, what are we going to do? And I was like, well, it'll be all right. I'm pretty optimistic. I can work anywhere, but I have a trade. A lot of people don't have that. But we went through a season of no's. I sold my bass boat. I sold my Harley. I sold all the debt.
His fun toys.
Yeah, in order to get ready and be out of debt. And that's what this Eric's doing, and I really think it's cool. I mean, it's amazing. Keep going. And I want to encourage everybody else. That's going to be the ticket. Our life got so much better financially when we were out of debt. Everything changed. The cards immediately stacked in our favor. When you're not in debt, it's unreal. It just opens you up to all kind of stuff.
Can I say something? So you guys, if your husband is wanting to do something like that, support him. He took a stand, and it was not when he first did it. I'm like, whoa, because he used to hunt, fish. You did a lot of that. You go 6-wheeler ride, and you would go dirt bike riding and
whatever.
And he
was a good time, Charlie.
And he made that decision, and it was after he got laid off. And granted, we live within our means, so we had some money.
That's awesome, Sandra.
But he did, and I got to give you a lot of credit for that. He came home and he said, "That's it," and he put his nose to the grindstone, and he said, "We're going to be debt free." And
we're going to own rental properties.
Yep. And we said we're going to own rental
properties. We hadn't even had one. We had 6 in a year and a half after that.
But he did. He sold all of his toys, I called them. And as a wife, though, I could have gone against him. I could have continued to rack up credit card debts. I could continue not do the budget. I could not have supported him. And so you wives, get in there and support him. I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it. And for a while, we did a budget to where it was every single month, but this is all the frivolous money that you could spend. And we said no to so many things. We said no to vacations. We said no to go in certain places. We sold stuff. We moved someplace that was debt free. So yeah, it was. You're right.
We aggressively cut our wants.
We did,
without getting into our needs too much. Yep. So you can do that, and that's what people are doing. They're buying, lower quality food now, probably on credit cards. I'm telling you guys, there's so many people around us that are not doing well, and I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody. But if there's not people that are ready to buy these properties and to essentially help get us out of this hole, the government will own everything. They will buy it all. You've got to have people that are ready. And I hope and I pray that people are getting out of debt, bracing for impact, and getting ready for the future. Because when we come out of this and you're not part of the problem, you will be part of the solution. It's so cool to see it happening right here in the comments all the time. So guys, we've been on here for almost an hour. So if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and try to bring value in every single video, and get in the comments and make some noise. So have an awesome day, guys. Later.